Hey, what's up, y'all? Another video time. Let's talk about these woods again. No homo. Okay. MDF. Arguably, not really arguably, this is the best to build a subwoofer box out of, MDF. It is dead. Its residency is pretty much non-existent. It is the best to build a subwoofer box with. But for those of you getting subwoofer boxes from MBE, this does not ship well. Not only does it not ship well because it's heavy and the corners is easy to bruise and crack. It also, over a period of time, absorbs moisture. Drain outside, you open up your subwoofer box, you open up your trunk, you put stuff inside the enclosure, inside the trunk, water gets in through the port or whatever. Over a period of time, this starts to weaken. But it is the best to build subwoofer box out of. Subwoofer boxes, enclosures out of. MDF. You can get it in 3/4, 1/2 inch, which I suggest you never use, and 1 inch. You got medium density fiberboard, which is what this is, and you got HDF, which is high density fiberboard. High density you will not find at Lowe's or Home Depot, but you could find the 84 lumber or McCoy's, depending on where you're at in the country. But they do have 1 inch and 3/4 inch HDF, which is a little more denser than MDF. It's a little heavier as well. This weighs a whole lot. In fact, I'm gonna tell you, with this piece of MDF, and it's smaller, weighs more than this sheet of birch. Now, let's get this quantified here. This is real Baltic birch. Let me put this in front of the camera. You see that? 13 layers. In fact, it has this sticker here. Real Baltic birch. I don't know if that's gonna come up on the camera. Maybe y'all freeze it and y'all can see it. This is real Baltic birch. Relatively light. It's not a veneer. It's birch all the way through. Now here's the thing about Baltic birch. It's very expensive. It is relatively light and it's not susceptible to moisture as the MDF. Acoustical properties is the same as any other hardwood. Baltic birch is not going to make your box louder. This will. Nothing beats MDF. Baltic birch is just lighter. That's it. That's it. There is no acoustical advantage that the human ear can perceive by using Baltic birch. But it's lighter, it's easier to ship, and it stains a lot better. You can't stain MDF. Okay? And this is what I've known. And lastly, 13 ply Baltic birch, which is what this is. I know you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be, oh, that's not this. It is 13 ply Baltic birch. It's very expensive. To get a 4x8 sheet, it's going to cost you about anywhere between $130 to $140. Most of the time they come in 30 by 50 sheets for $40. So if you buy 4 30 by 50 sheets, $40 is going to be like $160 for a 4x8 sheet. Baltic birch is very expensive. Does this sound acoustically better than another hardwood like maple? No. Is it significantly lighter than maple or say another hardwood? No. If you had a box built out of Baltic birch and a box built out of birch veneer that's using pine, would you be able to tell the difference? Would one be louder than the other? If all the factors are equal, same sub, same power, but one built out of Baltic birch and one built out of the veneer, and in actuality, this is Baltic birch. This is the veneer pine. Make sure I'm using the right one. Yeah, this is the veneer pine. Make sure I'm right. Yes, this is the veneer. Yeah, this is the veneer pine. In actuality, This one is heavier, and they're the same size. Because pine is really a softwood. It's not a hardwood. I'm gonna tell you the truth now. It's a softwood. But if you coat on the inside with the ionic coating I put inside, it's gonna give you the same acoustic properties as the Baltic Birch. They both gonna stain the same. Because one's solid and one's just a veneer. The stains aren't gonna go so far through the wood, man. It's gonna stain exactly the same. I don't know. I want the light to clear it. It's gonna stain exactly the same. Okay? See the pattern? The pattern is the same. So if you're looking for weight savings, in actuality, the pine veneer at Home Depot is gonna be lighter than the birch. Acoustically, you're gonna hear the same thing. Now, I've already told y'all that the pine at Home Depot and at Lowe's, the birch at Home Depot and at Lowe's is the same, because what you have here is a birch veneer over this. And this is light as well. Oh, my light is probably killing y'all, but oh, there we go. This birch veneer stains a lot better than this. Okay? Acoustic, you gonna hear an acoustic difference? None that you can tell with the ear. And if there is any difference in building the box as far as SPL, it's gonna be about a tenth, like maybe one be 140 and one be 141. You cannot hear that with the ear. So if you're not competing and you just want a box built, you can use either one of these, brother. Either one of them is gonna be the same. If you want, I want to look a little beautiful, this, that, another, would use the pine with the birch veneers, you can stain it. Or you can use the Baltic Birch. Now, those of you who are consider yourselves serious bass heads or whatnot, y'all gonna say, man, use the Baltic Birch, it's gonna give you this and give you that. There has been no evidence that supports that the Baltic Birch box is gonna be louder than a cabinet grade pine or a pine with a birch veneer. Now, there's another wood you can buy at Lowe's, and I use this a lot. This is a hardwood. And this hardwood that I use here, it's maple. Maple is a hardwood. You can buy this at home at Lowe's, only at Lowe's. It is a premium grade wood. It is no veneer. It's 7 layers thick. It has a nice grainy, wood grainy surface. You see that? Oh yeah, that's nice. Can y'all see that? Yeah, well, it stains nice. It's not a veneer. It is significantly light as well. In fact, it's lighter than Baltic Birch and just as strong. For our purposes. For our purposes, it's just as strong. It's nice. You see that? It stains well. It is, you gotta look at, in fact, you go to Lowe's, they actually tell you, it's called hardwood. Hardwood, 4x8 hardwood. It's got its own little section. It's pretty expensive. This joker here is like $75 a sheet. $75 a sheet. I use it a lot on a lot of people enclosures. But right now we have wood shortages, so sometimes I use cabinet grade pine or cabinet grade pine with a veneer. All depends on what the customer asks for. Most MDF 4x8 sheet, $30. 4x8 sheet of this particular hardwood at Lowe's, $75. Twice as much as the MDF. MDF is the best, so never forget that. It just doesn't ship very well. And you can't do nothing but bed liner it or paint it. That's it. What's this? This is the pine with the veneer coating. This runs about, right now, $60 a sheet. $60 to $65 a sheet. All depends where you are in the country. The cabinet grade pine, $50 a sheet. $50 to $55 a sheet. Very, very light, just as strong. All these pliers are just as strong as one another for our purposes, what we actually use them for. And then you have the Birch. The most expensive of all of them. But no acoustical advantage. A 2x or no, 2.5. What is it? 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 by 50 sheet, 30 by 50 sheet, $40 to $45. 4x8 sheet, 4x8 sheet, between $130 and $140. No acoustical advantage. You cannot tell the difference with the ear. It's just lighter. It's no different from all the rest of these pliers. You get a box made out of any of these pliers, you're gonna get the same output. As long as the way one holds up better, no it doesn't. If your box is solidly constructed, has the right volume and port area, it's gonna sound 30 hertz is gonna sound the same in each of them. The only way you will be able to tell a difference in output, and it's very minuscule, but it's there. It's very minuscule, but it's there. Is if you use MDF. But MDF doesn't ship very well. It doesn't last as long as the pliers. And that's it. And that's what I've got to say on these videos. This is going to be my last video on wood. No homo. Some of you going to agree with me. Some of you not. But I'm here to just tell you fact, not fiction. Oh, I got a Baltic Birch. I'm better than yours. Now you just spend more money. That's it. I got a Baltic Birch. Mine base hit. Don't care what you tell me. Okay, good. Since you don't care what I tell you, I ain't gonna tell you nothing. Usually, I do know for a fact you pay more money for the same output I got. You want a tonal quality? Use MDF, but your box will not last as long as the pliers. And that's it. If you don't like it, I don't know. Get out the channel. If you don't like it, do what you do. But that 2.8 box you got inside your vehicle, what is it? I think that one is the pine with the veneer. Yeah, that was the pine with veneer. The 4.8 box that you seen, that was the hardwood. This one at the very bottom I got from Lowe's. But the one that's in there right now is the pine with the veneer. Yeah. Have you ever used the cabinet grade pine? Yes. Well, you use the MDF. Yeah, my very first video on my channel, them X8s and the G5s is in there, MDF. And when I had them two, them two X8 V3s, the two G5, MDF. What about what was that box? What was the other box? Did I put the video with the two L7 8s? I know that was cabinet grade pine. The VFL8 was, I think the VFL8 was cabinet grade. When I had the 4 HD8s, the 4 American-based HD8s, that was cabinet grade pine. So I use all of them because I know that. What's the sound? What's the sound quality difference? Now, have you ever used the Baltic Birch? I have built boxes for Baltic Birch in the past. Myself, I did use Baltic Birch. I used the Baltic Birch on I never did show y'all that though. I never did put that up there. No. Did I put that video up there? God, I had so many times I forgot. But I have used it before. And like I say, one ply just good as the next ply, man. You ain't gonna hear no sound difference. You will hear sound difference with MDF. Slight. Base be a little bit deeper. But I'm not gonna build no MDF box, ship it to you, because I know that box. I know UPS and FedEx gonna fuck that box up. It's gonna be heavy, they're gonna slip, they're gonna drop it, and boom, it's gonna crack. And that's what it is. So you're gonna get one of these pliers with me, and trust me, man, you're gonna be happy, man. Hey, this video is gonna cause a lot of uproar. Man, why did you say this? Why didn't you just say like everybody else say? Because I'm not a fucking sheep. I'm a lion. You ain't figure that out yet? Peace.